Hello there guys and welcome to Spain 4, Faroe Islands 0. It's another victory for Spain, heavy rotations as expected against a deep Faroe Islands side camped in their own half and for the large part of the game in their own penalty area and even 6-yard box at time. It was 4 goals in the end though, 3 points and a clean sheet, so let's go on with the match review. So a good place to start would be looking at what the media have been saying after the game. I've got mixed thoughts on the game, so I thought let's have a look at what some of the other papers have been saying. As you can see, Mundo Deportivo, as we always say, not that into the Spanish national team, but they've got a little strip at the top there saying La Roja más líder. So again, Spain, top of the group and the leader of this group by a far, country mile now, as we'll get on to actually. Sport, they've been quite into the national team of late. They say bravo Robert. Of course, this guy was, I believe, formerly working with Luis Enrique with every club he's been at, so that would include Barcelona, so they should like him. And I think they're praising Moreno and his work because out of the 5 games he's actually managed as coach, he's won all 5, so that's really impressive from him. I know some of them have been simple games, but you look at the Sweden game, you look at the Romania away game, really, really important results this, and even yesterday night's game with heavy rotations, he's got the job done, and that's 6 out of 6 in total, and 5 out of 5 under Moreno. And then if we go on to Marca, they say, look how the selection wins. So this is essentially, selección in English would be the national team. So look how the national team wins. You see the basketball team there with a big result last night, and also the football team with another big result there against Faroe Islands. So look how they win in style. Swiftly moving on now to lineups, almost as expected. I almost got my prediction right. As we did mention though, De Gea got the nodding goal. I didn't really know who to pick there. I went with Kepa. De Gea started. We got that back line bang on, so that was, kind of what was expected, bar Unai Nunez coming on. He didn't end up coming on later though, for his national debut, but yeah, it was Ramos, Hermoso, Gaia, and also Carvajal in front of David De Gea. In midfield, it was Diago and Rodri as expected, but he went with Parejo over Sarabia. I thought maybe putting Sarabia in there would have helped push Faroe Islands back, and actually looking back on it, I think that could have been a good idea. I was impressed with Parejo again though. He is a good player and he's proven it for Valencia and other national team now, but I wouldn't necessarily highlight anyone else to take out, but I just feel Sarabia in there could have helped us a lot for the sort of game it was and the sort of game I expected it to be. And then the front 3, he went for Oyarzabal, Suso, and then I really wanted him to start Alcacer, but it was kind of obvious he was going to go with Rodrigo because of the fact Rodrigo came off in about the 60th minute against Romania, and Alcacer played the full 90 minutes, so pretty obvious who was going to start, but I really wanted Alcacer to start, and as proven with his 2 goals off the bench late on, I knew he'd be able to get at that Faroe Islands defence. But in fairness to Rodrigo, he also got the 2 goals there, so, impressive from him. In terms of the Faroe Islands lineup, you look at it, we tried predicting it, I'm not an expert on it, we tried looking at some sources online, looking at some ways to predict it, but on the screen you're seeing right now, it says they're in a back 5, but I think that was actually in a back 4, when in principle, really, in the end, Faroe Islands didn't really have a set formation. They were all in their penalty area. It was probably one of the deepest blocks I've ever seen. Honestly, very frustrating to play against, but they did their job for large parts of the game, despite losing 4-0. But, until the 90th minute, it was only 2-0 Spain. So 2-0 Spain away, that's the sort of result they were kind of coming for. They didn't want to be humiliated. In the end, Alcacer punished them, which I like. But, they did their job really well, Faroe Islands. They set up defensively. And yeah, in terms of player personnel, it didn't really matter because they already had set jobs. None was really to attack, just to keep Spain out. If we run through the match action now, though, we start off with a Spain side who were trying to make a quick start again, trying to put pressure on Faroe Islands. We got the breakthrough, though. Bit of a scruffle outside the edge of the box. That'll be the theme of today's video. A lot of bodies around the penalty area. In the end, Thiago gets the ball through to an onside Oyarzabal. He manages to square it to what I think with the VAR would have been an offside Rodrigo, but I'm not entirely sure on the rules with that. So at the end of the day, I couldn't tell if it was on or off. The linesman probably kept his flag down just as, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not sure about that decision, to be honest, guys. But at the end of the day, Oyarzabal was some smart play and a tap in for Rodrigo. And we kept going after that. Ramos had a shot cleared by one of the many defenders on the goal line. Thiago had that wonderful effort on the edge of the area after a corner was whipped back to him. First time volley. I don't know if you guys have seen it. What a hit that was. He is one of those players who is an absolute joy to watch, Thiago. I'm not sure if he deserves to be in our starting lineup. I'd still go with Busquets, Fabian and Ceballos, but it's something about watching Thiago. He's got so much talent. The way he dribbles with the ball and his technique is really excellent to watch. So young players watching out there, look at the way Thiago deals with the football. It's honestly brilliant to watch. And that strike was definitely a demonstration of how good he is technically. He had another good game though. We kept on pushing on a little bit. Faroe Islands were good at breaking up play. They knew it wasn't our full strength lineup. We didn't look as if we were, easing in well together. There were some good moments from Suso in there. Oyarzabal was quite quiet apart from his assist. Thiago was good. Parejo in the first half was almost invisible. Of course, Rodri didn't really have much to do. The defence, Carvajal and Gaia kept on trying to get forward, but in the first half, certainly their crosses were really ineffective, especially Dani Carvajal, who I again was unimpressed with throughout the whole game, if I'm being honest. And yeah, in the first half it was quite stale. The Faroe Islands kept on breaking up play. There were loads of stoppages in the game because they kept on going down with cramp or whatnot. And yeah, they managed to frustrate us big time. So in fairness, that's what they wanted to do. And give them credit because they did that. But the second half, I'll give us more credit because with the circumstances, I know it's not an easy time for the national team as a whole right now, so we're just trying to get through it and we're doing well. But there was still an expectation in the first half. It certainly wasn't there, the performance. But second half, we kind of said, right, we're going to go for Faroe Islands here. And we did, to be fair. There were lots of chances in there. Rodrigo got that goal. Very good direct play. I was really impressed with that. We kind of got it really far right and just said, I'm going to cut in here and put my boot through it. And in the end, it ended up falling into that top corner with a deflection off the defender. That is the only issue when you have that many players, deflections galore and maybe even goals galore. So maybe if Spain did that a bit more, we would have ended up with more goals. But big goal for Rodrigo, that his second of the game. He would have really liked to get on the score sheet twice there. Always good to see strikers scoring. And the Rodrigo there with a second deserved goal for him. We kept going though. Gaia got in a couple of times. Parejo was there for a tap in, but it was a great foot by the goalkeeper, who all in all had quite a good game. There are a few good shots in there from a couple of our players, with Gaia included. Alcacer came on in the 60th minute. He brought a bit more to our game. We could cross it in now a bit more with the likes of Carvajal and Gaia. Gaia in particular, after what was quite a disappointing first half, he was really, really good in that second half. Very energetic, getting down that left-hand side. Really one of the keys in our attack, actually, to, actually punishing this Faroe Islands side, who just got away with murder, really, on the night. But we kept going. Unai Nunez came on for Ramos for what was his international debut, and a big hats off to our Capitan, Sergio Ramos. That was his 167th app for the national team. He's now equalled Iker Casillas, the former Real Madrid goalkeeper, now Porto goalkeeper, who's been suffering from heart problems recently. We wish him all the best. But, yeah, the champion of the Euros twice, the World Cup, the legend Iker Casillas, he is now levelled on not points. He's levelled on appearances with him. So, yeah, they're now both tied on appearances. Sarabia came off the bench. I really expected more from him. Again, it was quite stale from him. So, yeah, it took until about the 89th minute before we got another goal. Again, Thiago Alcantara just bursting through that Faroe Islands team. Kind of what we need to do more of, really. He just walked through it, and a great cross across, and it's Alcacer with that striker's instinct off the left foot and into the corner for 3-0 Spain. And I was more content with that. I was thinking, right, that's better than 2-0. 2-0 looks like, it was a tough game, but it's good from Alcacer. Just before that, considering Faroe Islands had a chance to equalise after poor defending by Ramos himself, and actually a smart save by De Gea, so credit to him. He'd been watching the whole game, but the guy out of favour right now and not exactly full of confidence, with a really smart stop with the feet. We know he's good at that, so hats off to David De Gea in goal. And then just 2 minutes later, Gaia gets the ball in the left. Really lovely ball into the near post, and Paco Alcacer, what can I say about this guy's finishing? It's really incredible, guys, for young strikers watching. The way he guides it into the corners, almost any sort of angle, any sort of shot, whether it's with his feet, right or left, header. This time it's a header in the near post, gets it past what was an on-rushing and brilliant goalkeeper on the night, and that makes it 4-0 Spain, and much more like the sort of result people were expecting. In the preview to this game, I made my prediction, and I was thinking, what do I go for, 4-0 or 5-0? And the whole day I was thinking, after I made that video, I should have gone 4-0, and then when the game started and I saw we were playing quite slow in the first half, I was like, yeah, I definitely should have gone 4-0, but when it was 2-0 in the 90th minute, I was thinking, well, there you go, but Alcacer with 2 goals, in added time, and that makes it 4-0 Spain. But with my 5-0 prediction nearly off, right sort of lines, it was domination from Spain in the second half. First half was a little bit dull in my opinion, but for a rested side with the circumstances, it's not a bad result. And at the end of the day, it is 3 more points, it is 4 more goals. Goals for our strikers in there too for their confidence. I think that's Alcacer's, is it 14th goal in 18 appearances for the national team? Epic. That's the word for that. Absolutely epic from Paco. We'll be meeting him very, very soon with Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. So I worry for that, but for him on a personal note, what a turn his career has taken. So hats off to Alcacer for making the move to Dortmund. It really has paid off, not just at a club level, but also internationally. So general thoughts of this game, I don't really know if you can read too much into it, this was a starting lineup that I don't think, well, you probably will see it again, a similar sort of thing anyway, where those are rotations, but in a big game, this isn't the lineup we're ever going to be using. There were 9 changes from what would be, the best, in commas, in speech marks, the best starting lineup for Robert Moreno, if we're saying that the best is the one we used against Romania, there were 9 changes from that, so it was heavily rotated, it was just a chance to see who impressed. And if I'm being honest, I was a little bit worried. I'm not sure if going into a tournament we have a good enough squad. I still worry in the wing areas. I really do. I don't know if there's enough there, but we've still got to look and see this season if anyone can come through. If Carles Perez can keep going, if Ansu Fati turns Spanish, then honestly, guys, who knows? So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. What this does do is kind of help us, know who's good enough, who's not. That will really help us in the future, and we can kind of see those guys who started against Romania with maybe a few jotted in from the Faroe Islands game, and we're near to what would be our perfect lineup coming up to the Euros. Big games next month, though, guys. And with that, I lead you onto the group table, which I hope to put on the screen for you guys right now. I didn't do this last review, so I hope it's on there for you guys now. Sweden and Norway played last night, and they drew, so this is a massive result. Kind of made last night much better, in my opinion. After the game, I was all right. It's a 4-0 win, but I was really expecting a big show, and it wasn't really like that from Spain. In the end, Alcacer got off the goals, but that Sweden draw to Norway is massive. That's now our 7 points clear of the group. And going to our internationals with Sweden and Norway, both away games next month. Picture it this way, if we lose both of those games, no matter what, we'll still be top of our group. Of course, I don't think we're going to lose any of those games. I don't want us to lose those games, but that's just, in principle, how big this cushion is right now. If it is worst case, it's the worst case scenario, then we'd still be top of the group. So that's how good our position is right now. I'm incredibly happy with just 4 games left to qualifying. I hope you Spain fans are out there too, because this was a nice game at the Molinón. Hopefully got some guys down. It was a nice tribute to Keeney, and we managed to do the minute of silence for Luis Enrique's daughter a lot better in front of our own supporters. So yeah, guys, there you go. 3 points in the bag, 4 goals, a clean sheet, heavy rotations, and we can now go back into club football with our heads held high with 2 big, massive results there, guys. Away to Romania and at home to Faroe Islands. I've massively enjoyed doing these Spain videos. I'm going to be back next month and the month after to finish them off. We've got 4 more qualifying games and 4 huge more qualifying games at that. So I'm super excited, guys. I hope you guys are too. Without any further ado, though, that's where this video is going to come to an end. Drop a like if you have enjoyed it. Keep the support up in the comment section down below if you have anything to talk about the game, etc. Future matches, let me know, guys. I will be responding to every single comment from you guys. And until then, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.